So as I stated in the last video, our microscopes have three objective lenses. So they have the oculars that we look through and then the objective lenses that are going to help us zoom in on the specimen that we are looking at, right? So we talked about that in the last video. There's a 4x objective, 10x objective, 40x. So that's our scanning, our low, and our high. And then the ocular lenses are at 10x. So when we talk about a concept called total magnification, which is one of the bold words you see in this part of the book, we have to think about how much we're zooming in. And we can't just think about one of these objectives because light is passing through both of those objectives lenses, like those glass pieces. So we have to take both into account. Now, luckily for all of us, that is a pretty easy adjustment where we multiply the two together. So if we know our ocular power and we know our objective power, we just have to multiply those two numbers together in order to get our total magnification. Now, in the YouTube list, there is a, like, I call it like a chalk talk where I go through and show you all the math for that. So if that is something that you would like to see, then please go and watch that video. Right now, I'm just want to give you a really basic example to talk you through. So if we look at our ocular lenses, which of course are 10x on all of our microscopes, and if we pick a 100x objective, which is the one you're going to use in microbiology, if we want to know our total magnification, all we need to do is multiply those two numbers together, right? So we're going to multiply our 10x times our 100x, which means our total magnification is 1000x if we use that combination. So you should be able to calculate that out, right? If I give you the ocular power and the objective power, all you got to do is multiply those together. Okay, that is something you should be able to do for lab assignments, lab quizzes, lab exam. Okay, so what we notice here then as we're looking through the microscope is that as we zoom in, as we use a higher magnification, that resolution is going to get better, right? We're going to be able to zoom in and see those smaller pieces a little bit clearer. Now, two other things that we talk a lot about in this lab is field of view and depth of field. Those are going to be related to something different than resolution, but we are going to see changes with magnification. So field of view, which is often written FOV, especially for me, because I'm lazy and I like to abbreviate a lot because I don't want to write it all out all the time. So the field of view is basically what you can see on the slide at one time. So when you think about that giant slide that we make, which isn't that giant when you're holding it in your hand, but when you look at it underneath the microscope, it covers a lot of area. We are only going to be looking at like one circle of that area, and that's what we call our field of view. So what happens as we zoom in is we lose our field, right? We lose the amount of space that we can see. So when we are talking about our zoom in, right, we have a 4x, a 10x, and a 40x. So we are going to zoom in and we're going to lose space. So I drew these circles to kind of show you how much space we lose as we zoom in on our specimen. So at 4x, we have a pretty big field of view. Okay, as we zoom into 10x, we then only see a small portion of that field of view. And then we move to 40x, where we are going to see an even smaller amount of the specimen versus 4x. So as we zoom in, we're going to see less space. But, the good part of that is the resolution is going to go better. We're going to be able to see that smaller piece even better than we did the full big 4x pieces. Okay, so moral of the story here. As we zoom in, our area gets smaller. We see less of what we are looking for. The other thing that changes is what we call depth of field. And again, abbreviations, because I like to abbreviate things, is our DOF, depth of field. So the depth of field is how much of the whole object that we can see at one time. So that whole object is going to like lose the amount as we go through this. So I like this image. It's really obviously from a photographer's point of view, but I appreciate that it kind of shows you that as you zoom in on the area. So in this picture, the first one, the area is from the dog to the tree. Right? We see all of it. We see the dog, we see the human, we see the tree. But as we zoom in, we lose the dog, we lose the tree, but we can now see the human. We've lost the depth, right? We can no longer see all the layers that have been presented in this situation. The same thing's going to happen in the microscope. If we are on our 4x, we are going to see the whole thing. Oh, okay. A lot of it, maybe not the whole thing, but a lot of it. And then you are going to be able to zoom in to see parts of or a smaller amount of the area. We do lose something with that, but we gain that resolution. Again, we regain being able to see, in this case, this person better than we did when there was a dog and a tree in the picture. Because let's be real. If there's a picture of a human, a dog, and a tree, I'm only looking at the dog, right? Maybe that's just me. Maybe. All right, I'm going to stop this video, and then in the next one, we're going to talk about what you're actually going to be doing in lab.